Okay, hello 4-0. Now we have Sean who plotted a point on the number line by drawing 5 equally spaced marks between 0 and 1 and placing a point on the third mark. He claims that the point represents the fraction 3/5 because each mark represents 1/5. So the third mark represents 3/5. Now that was very tricky. You know, when you're reading that, it's like, wait a minute, does that sound right? If you look at the first bullet right down here, it explains to you, it says, explain why Sean's reasoning is incorrect. Okay, so he is not right. If you look closely at my markings in red, from 0 to 1, you see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 equal spaces, okay? So between 0 and 1, Sean has 6 equal spaces. When working with fractions on a number line, you need to focus on the equal spaces, not the marks. The marks help you count, but you want to discover the equal spaces or the equal cuts. In a number line, it's the equal spaces between each of the marks, okay? And then the landmark is from 0 to 1. So that space from 0 to 1 is divided into 6. Now it says explain how you can use the number line to determine the fraction that Sean's point represents. Now my picture's a little too small for my finger, but if I come over here and do that again, all right, so I have 6, right? So I have 1, 2, 3. This is 3, 6, which is also equal to 1/2. Okay. Again, the spaces, let me do a different color maybe. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 equal spaces, okay, between 0 and 1, and it's divided into 6. Let's see, do we answer all of it? Determine the fraction that Sean's point represents. That point represents 3/6, which is also equal to 1/2. Either one that you had is fine, okay? Now let's move to the next picture. I have to remember to erase first, the next slide. This will be part B. Okay, so here's part B. Now it says, Sean wants to write a fraction that is equivalent to the fraction 2/3. Now, what I decided to do, boys and girls, is I decided to use this number line. You do not have to. You could have just done 2/3 times the numerator and the denominator by the same number, and you could have found an equivalent fraction. So if you multiply the numerator and the denominator by the same number, you are going to come up with an equivalent fraction, okay? Here, I will have twice as many cuts. 2/3, twice as many cuts, I'll have 4/6. Here, I will have 3 times as many cuts. 2/3, 3 times as many cuts, 6/9. Okay, so let's come back over to the problem over here. Describe how Sean can find a fraction that is equivalent to 2/3. Now, what I did is I just recreated the number line, his number line, okay? And do you see how I see the do you see how I see the 6 equal spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Okay? And then I thought, well, wait a minute, 6 is twice as many as 3. 3 is half of 6, right? So let me go back and try it with another color just so you can see it. I guess I'll try green. This is so much fun. Okay, so 1, 2, this is 2/3. And you notice that there are 2 6 in each of the 1/3. Okay, so 2 6 is equal to 1/3. And then another 2 6 is equal to another 1/3. And then do you see how 4 6 is equal to my 2/3? So if I use Sean's number line, which is divided into 6, I can easily find thirds, and that's where I'm at. It's okay if you didn't use the number line, but I thought it would be the easiest way to solve it. I hope this helped you.